Good morning, traders. Today I want to show you the most important changes which had happened the previous week in supply and demand, significant liquidity zones, and explain how the price will react on these zones the next week and what we can expect in the most liquid instruments, commodities, currencies, and indices. Let's start. First of all, euro. As we see from the COT data that open interest increased significantly the previous week, the positions of traders rose by 30,000 contracts, and it is really important. Hedge funds continue to rise their long position, and as you see that the price closed above very important option strike, where the biggest open interest was added, 1.05. So it is bullish, but at the same time on the 15 minutes chart, what do we see? Here I see very important limit seller. I think that hedgers are here because two HFTs were passed through this level, and nevertheless it was not broken. The price closed below this level. So the next week, please pay attention to this level. If the price will finally break it, we can see the movement to the upside, and we can see that the previous maximums will be broken and the price will go higher. So if the price from Monday will not break this level and we will see the rejection, the next support is here, 1.05, and even the price can break this level. So we see the battle between hedgers and investment funds, and to my mind it will continue the next week. And really the same situation we see on the British pound, also very strong supply zone, and on the daily chart we closed below the technical resistance. What do we see from the COT perspective? That hedge fund increased their long position, also open interest was added. Even these changes we can use to put here a commercial level. Let's justify the median between high and low, where this open interest was added. The median is 222 ticks, and approximately here we can put a commercial level that hedge funds significantly added to the position from this zone. So the scenario is the same as in euro. We have important limit sellers level here, and if it will be broken, so we can expect that the price will go to the upside. And if not, if it will resist the price, it will go to the downside and even can break this low. And we can see the seizing of the initiative by hedgers in this case. I want to show you Mexican peso. It is very interesting because we have every day divergence of cumulative delta, volume delta, and quantitative delta. So after sharp falling, the price achieved, as you remember, this commercial level, which we said before. Hedge funds bought a lot from this level, and the previous week even closed a part of the position. And as you know from my master classes, that when we see such a picture that delta, volume delta rises and quantitative delta falls in some range, we can expect that from this range we will have the movement to the upside, and the price will continue growing. So pay attention to this zone, and to my mind Mexican peso will work out this zone and will continue to go to the upside. I think you are also interested in what will be with S&P 500, because we got very huge imbalance here with the divergence of deltas and very strong effort, which didn't lead to the result. And from this imbalance, I thought that the price will go to the upside here. But what do we see here after news? We have now imbalance, and with high probability, the price can really break a bit the support level and collect the stop losses, which are here, sell orders, and after this it can go to the target, to this zone. This is very strong magnet zone, so I think the price will try to achieve it, but First of all, to collect liquidity. That's my view for S&P 500. And what I want to measure about crude oil traders today, I see that we have a peculiar situation for buyers, buying opportunity. Here, big HFT volume. I think that we need to strengthen our settings here to put 400 and here 20 because liquidity rose. That's better. Now we see a very peculiar situation, very bright algorithmic purchases and divergence between quantitative delta and volume delta. Here, very good involvement in sales, HFT volume, which has a duration of 3 seconds, 545 milliseconds, this chain. And to my mind, it is good buying opportunity. I think I will try to enter it on Monday, and my target can be here, 78, something like that. Or maybe even higher, because here we see commercial level, price level 81, and for a long time we have divergence which strengthened now between commercials and hedge funds, and high probability that the price will make a pullback and rewrite the high of this wave. So the target can be even 84.5. It is much higher. So in any way, from here we will see some pullback, and we can use this situation in crude oil to make some profit. And the same situation we see in Brent oil. So the probability of the pullback, as we see, rather high from here. The price stopped near very significant daily volume profiles demand zone. What about natural gas traders? Also very peculiar situation. Here, very strong level. We have a lot of volumes in profile, also HFTs on this level, and we have very strong divergence between deltas. And to my mind, if the price, as always, will break this level, fix below it, we can see that the price will go to the downside and even break this very, very strong, important technical demand zone. I think that we have high probability of this scenario because a lot of buyers entered natural gas. It seems very cheap. And of course, market maker could absorb this abnormal demand. So let's react next week on such scenario if it will happen. And traders, take attention to corn. Hedge funds increased their short position, and it is significantly, of course. We can even put a commercial level here. And according to these HFTs on 15-minute chart, there is a high probability that the price will go to the downside and will break this technical structure from which we had reaction. And we see a peculiar divergence of deltas here. So this scenario is highly probable. And also the same picture of increasement in sales in hedge fund position. It is on wheat, and the price broke very important level and also tend to go to the downside. But if the price will break these HFTs, I expect that we will have a short squeeze. So very interesting situation, as you see a lot of potential situations for the next week in liquid assets, and I think we can take some of these movements. And finally, coffee. I saw also peculiar divergence of deltas in this asset, and then HFTs, and entered this position, this buying position, and still expect that the price will engulf this downside wave. The only thing that doubts me is that to buy cheap, it is not a good thing, and very often when I buy when the asset is cheap, I receive a second bottom as a present. So traders, prepare for the next week. I hope that it will be wonderful according to such a big amount of imbalances which we have from volume analysis perspective. So see you on the other side next week. Goodbye.